JimmyFro Show.
Try to see it clear. Take a better look. Things you need to learn you can't find in a book. I know that you could find what you're looking for. And once you've had a taste, I know you want some more. You don't know what you've been missing from. There's a better place. I'll take you there. Take my hand. I'll lead you to the floor.
Hey, what's going on? You just listened to a clip of Take My Hand by Mr. Johnny Arco from Brooklyn, New York. And he's here today to talk about his adventures, his travels, and his music, and his plan to reform arts and education. What's going on, Johnny?
Not too much. How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing good, man.
Thank you for having me here.
No problem. It's been an exciting weekend for us.
It's been pretty crazy. We've been all over the place.
Johnny, I reached out to him after seeing him at South by Southwest, and he informed me that he's going to be in Pittsburgh and Cleveland, so I thought it would be cool to get him some gigs and get him some exposure, and I think it turned out to be be careful what you ask for, because I've been whipping the whip.
I think I've been whipping the whip, but I don't, if that's how you want to see it, all right. We've both been whipping the whip and just going and going and going, but that's what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Johnny, a lot of people are going to want to know, they've probably seen your video clips and read about you. How did you learn how to play the violin so efficiently, so gracefully?
Oh, thank you. Well, I've been doing it my entire life. I've been playing since I was a small child. I did my degree in music, Berklee College of Music, and I went to performing arts middle school and high school in Dallas, Texas. So I've definitely had great training and educators and masters in my life. I didn't really feel proficient in my instrument until years after I got out of Berklee and was a professional musician in New York. I felt I was really dissatisfied with my playing. I never enjoyed the sound of it, never enjoyed the feeling of it. And it wasn't until this project, that I started to be playing with musicians that inspired me, and I saw them and that's what I want to sound like. That's what I want to play like. And going out and gigging nonstop with my own original music and playing the violin in the style that was created by me for me every single day for, a good solid couple years. That's when I really started to feel like, okay, I know how to play this instrument and I know what I'm doing. So just playing all the time is really the only way to feel graceful or comfortable or at anything. So you got to do it. You've got to do it all the time. That's the first thing. And then I just collected tips from all these masters and the things that they taught me and my friends and my peers and the things that they tell me about, what makes music subjectively beautiful, or what makes it good, and what makes it good, I've found out from them, is just really fundamental things that you do every day. You gotta be strong, you have to be flexible, you have to have a nice tone and be in time and have a connection and a legato. Those are the tips they told me. And once I found those little secrets out, I started shedding on them all day, every day, as much as I could. And that's when I really started to open up as a musician and really enjoying my playing.
Okay. Well, let me look out the window and make sure that's not the Atlanta subway police.
They're coming for me. Again. I'm having dreams and nightmares. I hear that sound in my sleep.
We are definitely going to talk about that a little later, about your arrest that was on the news. So Johnny, sticking with music, did you approach the violin from an orthodox standpoint? In other words, from the book, the rudiments, the fundamentals, or did you just pick it up and play by ear and get to know the piece of wood and the strings?
I started very young, like 4 or 5, that age. Earlier than I can remember. I don't remember when I started. And I know that we couldn't afford a violin at first, and no one really believed me that I wanted to play it. So the way I first approached learning the violin was by going to the library and getting books and videos on it. Just self-educating as a child and playing music constantly, and just making sure that everyone knew that I wanted to play music. I then went into Suzuki method of playing, and did that for a very short while. I got really high in the books very quickly, and I started to realize that playing songs wasn't maybe the best way to play. I was always fascinated by improvisation. The first violinist I ever saw in my life, I was at a Dwight Yoakam concert at the rodeo in Fort Worth, and it was a fiddler up there taking a solo on the Jumbotron. So I've always had a fascination with improvisational music and contemporary music. So I always asked, how do you improvise? How do you improvise? How do you improvise? To everyone, and no one knew. No one knew how to tell a violinist how to improvise in my schools. It wasn't until I got to my high school, the Performing and Visual Arts High School in Dallas, that I started to be around students and peers that were improvising regularly and who were great improvisers, and teachers who could kind of explain what it is to improvise on the violin, but didn't really have any like codified technique or pedagogy behind how to approach that. Then I went to Berkeley, and then Berkeley tells you, they do know there exactly how the strings department there is top notch. For contemporary strings, it's the best. So they really know how to tell you how to improvise on the violin. And and then after I got out of there, I remembered my love for classical, because I played classical growing up, and I got back to the hardcore scales and technique and stuff. I mostly do Dunis exercises, which is their brain exercises and different like little
hand coordination.
They're like finger independence exercises, and they really trick your brain up by mixing up different coordinations that aren't often put together. So a mixture of Dunis exercises with I play Bach every day, and then and then I usually move on to my own original music and composition. I've been a composer since I was a child, and composing is a really good outlet, and it helps me practice my improvisation, my creation of music, and creation of ideas. So, I don't know. It's been a lot of things coming together. Where I am now, I have a certain set of things that I do, but it's all fundamental. I always keep it to fundamentals.
So on the subject of strings, I believe the violin is a fretless string instrument, correct?
That's true.
So how is there difficulties associated with that instrument not having frets with regard to intonation and being in tune and pitch?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the hardest parts. I mean, I'm also a vocalist, and that's also a fretless instrument. It's a fretless stringed and air instrument, So, and when I perform, I always sing and play at the same time. So I'm playing 2 fretless stringed instruments at the same time. It's very difficult. And I mean, I always say nothing's difficult and nothing's easy. There's just familiarity. It's something you're either familiar with and you have built muscle memory, or there's something you've not. And until you've built that muscle memory, until you've gotten it inside of you, there's no way it can be easy. And some people do learn faster than others and have an ability, to acquire information quicker than others and knowledge quicker than others and take it deeper than others. But until you've actually done the work, you're not going to have the ability to play perfectly in pitch, or play perfectly in time, play perfectly with a nice open round tone.
Okay. Well, we did a Mind Rocket session yesterday out at West Middlesex at Josh Roman's studio, Mind Rocket.
That was nice.
And it was our third session, and you did 3 tracks. And I'd like to sort of give the listeners just a little sample of one of the tracks you did.
Yeah.
You wanted them to hear Starving, and I'll just put my 2 cents in to preface that song from what I know about you and your travels. You decided to go on the road since March, I believe, or February. You hit the road.
I left February 19th from New York.
And not the kind of hit the road that involves limos and 747s. The kind of road that you put a backpack over you, and you truly hit the road, and in a very minimalist fashion.
I mean, well, you got to. You can't have too much when you expect to be traveling that much and you don't have like a car or anything. So you just got to keep it to what you need. And you don't need much, you know. I needed to be able to work, so I had my computer in a backpack, a change of clothes, and a violin. Yeah.
Okay, so let's listen to Starving, and this was recorded a live session at Mind Rocket Studio.
I'm starving for love. I'm starving to learn. I'm starving for life and to feel the burn. I'm starving for faith. Hallelujah, yes I am. I need something to make me feel brand new. But most of all, I'm starving for food. And I'm gonna stay that way until my voice can make you sing, my songs can make you dance, my art can make you see, and my jokes can make you laugh, until the lessons that I give are ones I could afford, and the numbers 9 to 5 are just tensions on a chord, until the things that people say, their comments made out loud, are things that I could rest assured would make my grandma proud. I said I'm starving. So hard, I hurt myself.